Welcome to the Namaste Show, radio to inspire enlightened living. Namaste simply means the spirit of love in me honors the spirit of love in you, and all is well. I'm Charlotte McGinnis, your host, and I thank you for joining me today. Fitness for the body, mind, and soul, your one-stop shop for overall well-being in Hendersonville's only holistic health and wellness center. Jennifer Bird, award-winning bodybuilder and Hendersonville's best personal fitness trainer, will work with you to create a program to attain your optimal body. I love my therapeutic massages from Elena, facials with Claire, and then have an organic veggie juice or smoothie with Tony. Fitness for the body, mind, and soul also offers Zumba, Nia, Ageless Grace, boot camps, abs, stretch, yoga, and Tai Chi. Great membership deals are waiting for you. Come in for a tour today at 419 South King Street in downtown Hendersonville or call us at 489-3855. See you there. Are you feeling like you would like more clarity and inner peace in your life? Are you looking for a unique and personal gift for someone? If you have not been to Emerald Lotus, you need to go. My friend Lori Fothergill has created an amazing sanctuary for the body, mind, and soul. Emerald Lotus has wonderful spiritual tools and gifts, workshops and classes, and spiritual guidance for anyone who is seeking more inner peace and awareness in their lives. Go see Lori today at 1750 Brevard Road in Laurel Park in Hendersonville. Her number is 693-0301. Did you know that disease cannot live in an alkaline body? Of course, we all know that a healthy diet, abundant in fruits and vegetables, is good for us. But did you know that by drinking Kangen alkaline water, you can restore your body to homeostasis, which is its natural state for healing? Sound too good to be true? Give Ellen a call at 828-697-1556 to find out more about this miracle water. You can also visit our website, h2o-kangen.com. I've been drinking Kangen water for 3 years and I love it. Change your water, change your life. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Namaste Show. I'm Charlotte McGinnis, your host, and thank you once again for joining me on this beautiful Saturday morning in downtown Hendersonville, or maybe even Flat Rock or Fletcher or wherever you are. Wherever you are, thank you so much for tuning in, and it's always my pleasure to be with you every Saturday morning and share this time with you. And my desire is to offer a different way of looking at the world, a different way of experiencing our life, so that we can all find a greater sense of peace and happiness and well-being, and a greater sense of understanding of each other, so that we can really come together as a true community and live from that space of possibility and love and all good things. So I'd like to once again, as I always do, thank you so much for my sponsors who make this time here together with you each Saturday, and for my Miracle Minutes possible. It's always a pleasure for me to support their businesses because they are wonderful people and they offer wonderful services. And my friend Lori Fothergill up at Emerald Lotus in Laurel Park has asked me to let everyone know that Ethel Kreitz, who is a fabulous intuitive, will be offering intuitive sessions on Friday, September 21st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I really think if you have a interest in wanting to get some answers or some clarity on questions that may be a little difficult or challenging to figure out, Ethel is a wonderful woman to go see for an appointment. She can give you some answers maybe you hadn't thought about before. And the number, you can call Lori, make an appointment to see Ethel Kreitz. Lori's number is 828-693-0301. Make your appointment sooner than later, because I know that Ethel is going to fill up very quickly. But also check out some other things that Lori has going on up there at Emerald Lotus. And, of course, another great friend and store that I'd love to see everyone support as well is Crystal Visions. It's a landmark in our area. I've been here almost 25 years, and Blair Justice has just done a phenomenal job of really bringing a lot of peace, love, and healing to our community as well. Okay, so I'd like to go on and talk a little bit. Each week you hear me here, and I personally have devoted my life to be a student and teacher of really raising consciousness, not only for myself, but for my community and beyond. And I've been a dedicated student and teacher of spiritual awakening for most of my life. I'm 50 years old, and I would have to say the majority of my life I've been a seeker and a student of all good things, because I want to live this life with abundance and happiness and joy and peace and offer forgiveness. And by doing that, it really takes a desire and the discipline to practice these principles that I teach and talk about. And I continue to fill my mind and my heart with thoughts and ideas that support healing and awakening. And by doing that, I live a pretty good life. I'm happy most of the time, I have to admit. But of course, there are times when I, like anyone else, can be a little squirrely and a little frustrated and get angry and upset or afraid. I'm not coming to you as someone who's mastered these principles, but I do come to you as someone who believes strongly in the message I share and know that when I do make a decision to practice what I preach, my life goes a lot better. So one of my challenges is that I love what I do. I actually have a beautiful center downtown Hendersonville, the Namaste Center. It's a great spiritual enlightenment center. We have a lot of great classes and seminars and workshops. I do this radio show. I have another radio network on Blog Talk Radio with a number of great shows. I do a lot of great things. And what happened, or what can happen with me, is I get so jazzed about what I'm doing. I wake up, I run out to the computer, I start sending emails, making phone calls, dealing with this, dealing with that. Before you know it, I got a few appointments through the day, and then I come home and get back on the computer with more emails and phone calls to make. And before I know it, I get a little stressed sometimes. And when I get stressed, then I get a little agitated and maybe not my best self. You know, as they say in some of the 12-step programs, when we get like that, it's time to halt, H-A-L-T. If you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, take a moment, step back, and do something different. So for me, I think that my personal lesson, and I bet some of you guys can relate to me on this, it's finding balance in my life. I can be work. And even though I love what I do, sometimes it's so work-oriented that I forget to play. And it's easy. It's easy to get into this rut or this cycle of insanity. It is a cycle of insanity because life is complicated, and we do get caught up in those daily challenges and dramas of our lives. And we continue to perpetuate about it and worry about it and think about it to the point where we know that we're not really living from the place where we want to be. But you know what? We're the only ones who can do something different about it, to step back and take time to smell the roses. As I mentioned, you know, you turn on the news, a little gloom and doom going on, and we got all the political stuff going on. Stuff, that's interesting. I said that stuff, political stuff. That's a nice way to put it. We've got the family issues, financial issues, work and relationships. All of these things add to day-to-day stress. Well, I was feeling a little overwhelmed, to say the least, last week, and had a couple of situations that came up, and I had to deal with those. And I was just one day saying, "Oh gosh, I need to do something to bring back a little balance and harmony into my life. I've gotten too work oriented." So I decided I was going to go out to the golf course and play a few holes and see how that worked for me. As many of you may or may not know, I've been playing golf since I was 7 years old. It's been it was my bread and butter for most of my life as a teacher and a player. I taught professionally and played professionally, and my bread and butter didn't really come from the playing part as much as it did the teaching part, but I do love to play golf. And I was thinking back, when in my life did I feel the best? When was I happiest? When did my body really represent what I wanted it to be, being supple and fit? And the answer to all of those was when I was playing golf on a regular basis. And I haven't played, with the exception of just what I'm going to share with you, I hadn't really played golf in a year. And I only played once last year. I went out to Cashers and played with a few friends and had a great time and didn't play again for a year. So the other day, I said, I'm doing it. I took my clubs over to our great little gym here in Flat Rock, the Highland Lake Golf Club. It's a little 9-hole golf course, got a great driving range, very reasonable rates. So all of those lined up for me to just go out there and take advantage of that little gym here in the area. So I've went out, I hit a few balls, got a blister on my thumb right now. I'm looking at it to prove that my hands certainly weren't ready to hit maybe as many as I hit, but I loosened myself up and I played 9 holes with a good friend of mine and actually had a great time. Because the beauty of golf, or the beauty of something that we love to do, is when we're doing that, everything else just melts away. I can promise you, for me, and each of us has our own little thing that we can do to bring us peace and joy and comfort. But for me, when I'm on the golf course, I am totally detached from all the stress and nonsense in my life. I can really just be there. I can enjoy the beauty of the surroundings, enjoy the company of my playing partners, and really just let go of all the stress that may have been with me till that moment. So I encourage everybody to really, as I said, take time to smell those roses. You know, really empty our minds, allow ourselves to get some exercise, get some fresh air. I also find great peace and solace in hiking. My favorite place to go around here is Carl Sandburg Farm. I love to hike up the big glassy mountain and just look in and take in that view up there. It's just breathtaking. There, too, I find that great sense of just leaving my worries and whatever's upsetting me behind. But as I mentioned earlier, we're the only ones who can give that gift to ourselves. No one can do it for us. We can blame the conditions and the circumstances of the world for why we're upset, but we can also choose otherwise. So I want to really offer this show as an opportunity for each of us to reflect and think, how can I do something, or what can I do that's going to bring more peace and joy and solitude into my life, and building that into every day. Because when we do that, we show up for every other aspect of our life much more balanced and happy and whole. And so as we go into the commercial break, think about what you like to do, what really tickles your fancy and brings you joy and peace and contentment, and think about how you can start to make time. And I'm going to give you a little map here on the second half of the show of how we can maybe step up a little bit and do things that enhance the quality of our life. So I'll look forward to tuning back in just a minute, but think about what you love to do, and we're going to talk about how to make it happen in just a minute.
Hi, this is Terry Wetton, and I'd like to tell you about a concert that I'll be doing at the Namaste Centre on Friday the 14th of September at 7 p.m. Titled From London to Carolina, it talks about my experiences growing up in 20th century Britain through original music and some old favourites. For tickets, call area code 561-386-5693. Every road leads somewhere.
Thai food is not only delicious, but it's good for you too. My favorite Thai food is Hendersonville's first Thai restaurant, Thai Spice. Jan and Nook share their authentic Thai recipes with the freshest ingredients available and create dishes pleasing to your taste buds and your tummy. Their friendly, accommodating servers and staff make the experience all the more enjoyable. Stop by soon and check out Hendersonville's best Thai food. There's a good chance I'll be there too. You can see them at 220 South King Street in Hendersonville, 693-7323. Crystal Visions is a sanctuary for the spiritual seeker, providing resources for transformation and growth, including books, music, crystals, jewelry, and more, serving the greater Hendersonville community since 1989. In this sacred setting, you may experience spiritual and metaphysical teachings, guidance, meditation, sharing, and laughter. This is a safe haven for you to reflect upon and voice your thoughts about your earth journey. Their capable and loving staff reflect a broad spiritual background that serves to enhance your experience here. Crystal Visions honors and welcomes all paths. Visit Blair today at 5426 Asheville Highway in North Hendersonville, 687-1193. Did you know that disease cannot live in an alkaline body? Of course, we all know that a healthy diet, abundant in fruits and vegetables, is good for us, but did you know that by drinking Kangen alkaline water, you can restore your body to homeostasis, which is its natural state for healing? Sound too good to be true? Give Ellen a call at 828-697-1556 to find out more about this miracle water. You can also visit our website, h2o-kangen.com. I've been drinking Kangen water for 3 years, and I love it. Change your water, change your life. Welcome back, everybody, and I hope you took a minute or two to think about what you can do, what you really love to do, and how you can take time and make time to do things that make you feel good and feel happy, and take time to smell the roses of life. So really, what it boils down to is balance. I think the key to living a good life is balance. And sometimes in this busy, hectic world, we get so caught up in the cycles of everything that's going on around us. The last thing we think about is our own well-being, our physical body, our spiritual life, our family, our financial health, our time to play. What about your relationships? All of these things are, when they're in balance, bring us that happiness and joy that we all want in our life, and we all deserve it. Everybody deserves to have a happy, fulfilled life. But as I always say, we are responsible for the life we create. We can point fingers and blame and say it's the fault of this and that I'm not happy or I'm not fit or whatever. But when it all comes down to the truth, we're the only ones who can make the changes that will shift us from being stressed to peaceful. And I say that because this is a message that I need to continue to remind my own self, because I can be out there and get so stressed and wound up in the world that before I know it, I'm not liking my life too much. But the good news is I've got tools. I put those tools into practice, and I want to share those with you today. Well, I am a life coach. I'm a minister. I'm a golf pro. I've got quite a diverse bag of tricks here. But in the life coaching, I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, because when people come to me for coaching or spiritual counseling, I do often talk about balance. But I want to go into the life coaching end of it a little bit, because when we seek this balance, I really believe that we have to create a picture and an image and a map to follow and to live by. And there's generally 6 areas of life that we need to focus on, put our attention on, so that, we find balance there and we start to make goals and plans of how we can accomplish these things. And these areas, of course, are our career, our work, our job, employment, whatever you want to describe that as being, your passion. Sometimes I choose to not call my profession work, but my passion and my life purpose. But whatever you call it, that is certainly one category that is very much on the forefront of all of our lives. So we're looking at work. We look at our family or relationships. That's certainly a big part of our lives, that when they're healthy and healed, that they're much better. Of course, financial. When our financial life is in order, that takes a lot of pressure and stress off as well, because when you're worried about bills or you're worried about this or that, that can create a lot of stress in our lives, certainly as well. What about your spiritual life, your connection to source, spirit, your religious practices, whatever you do or don't do? And I'm not, some of us choose to call it religion, some spirituality, whatever you call it, it's okay. I don't get caught up in the dogma or the doctrine. I just want to get caught up in the good stuff, the love about it, and the peace and the serenity that comes from living a spirit-filled life. What about your health and well-being? How often do we negate that? I can say that the body I have now, it does not represent the body of my past. And I'm actually in the process of making changes that will support a healthier, happy body for myself. And of course, the one I don't want to forget, because it really is something that we all need to take heed and pay attention to, is our leisure time, our play time. So what are we going to do here? How do we do this? Well, why don't you just think of it this way? make a list. If you have a pencil and paper, do this right now. Make a list. And I want you to give space for each one. Space these out give yourself several lines in between this. But I want you to make a list of these 6 points. And the 6 points are work, relationships, financial, spiritual, health, and leisure. Of course, the leisure being taking the time to stop and smell the roses. So when you do that, make this list. And first of all, when you put down work, for example, what is it that you really are here to do? What's your life purpose? What are you working the job that you really love? And make a little statement, write a few words about what your dream job would be. And even if you're working, say, at a job you don't really love right now, I'm not telling you to run away from it because that's your means of support right now. But start to think and dream and plan a little and write out a little statement. Boy, my dream job would be to have a nursery, or to own a restaurant, or to work at the fresh market, whatever. Everyone's got different ideas and ideals, and it's not up to me to say what is or isn't in someone's best interest. But take a few minutes to write out your dream job. And if you are in your dream job already, which many of you might be, just write out what that would look like if it was really, really perfect. Okay, so think about that for a minute. Take a few notes and write that out. Take time to offer this gift to yourself. Also, your family, your relationships. Those relationships can just be your friends, of course, your family, and also your friends, and maybe people you work with, whatever. But every person we meet is some sort of relationship. What would be your perfect ideal in each of those areas? How would you like to see your relationships work? How would you like to see those function so that you're really offering the greatest blessings to everyone that you encounter? Take a minute, think about that. Of course, you can't do it right now, or you could if you're really fast, but I really want you to take more time after the show to think about this and jot down some ideas. But in your relationships, what would that look like if all your relationships were healed and happy and whole? The next one, of course, this is a biggie, especially in our world today, our financial health. Where are you in your financial health? Are you comfortable with your means? Do you have enough money put away to support any unexpected occurrences? How about your retirement? Do you have the means that will support the lifestyle that you desire? So make a few notes on that. How much money do you really need to support the life that you desire? And start thinking about that and taking a good, honest look about that. Lately I've really paid attention to my debt and getting my debt paid down and off. Also making sure that I start to put some money away. Also making sure I don't just spend money maybe where I don't need to be spending it. So often we get so caught up in this throwaway society. We just buy this, buy that. But it's really maybe not what we're seeking is the stuff we're buying, but rather we think that that's going to fill some sort of empty void in us. So paying attention to our financial health is a huge one. And the next thing, of course, which is the cornerstone of my life, and hopefully for many of you, or all of you actually, would be your spiritual well-being and health. What do you do to nurture your spirit and your soul every day? It could be going to church and praying every day. It could be reading inspirational books. It could be watching videos that support spiritual enhancement and growth in your life. But what do you do to support and grow your spiritual life every day? And that is one thing I think that we can all do more and do better with, because that's really what it's all about. One of my favorite quotes is, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but rather spiritual beings having a human experience. But so often we forget Remember, you are a spiritual being, and your spirit is here to prosper and to be joyful and happy. So focusing on your spiritual life is so imperative to really bring in balance to all other areas. Now, as far as health goes, talk about health. Think of all the money that is spent now on health care and medicine and diet pills and just it's outrageous. And I certainly think that there is a great need for balance there as well. It's much easier for so many people just to say, give me a pill, cut it out, do this, do that, than to really assume that self-responsibility. What choices can I make maybe in shifting my diet a little bit, eat a little more fruits and vegetables, drink more water, exercise more. Little changes will have a big, big, big impact on how we live in our physical bodies. So certainly paying attention to our health and not getting all caught up in the need for pills or medications or pharmaceuticals to fix us. Certainly they have a place, but I do believe that self-responsibility and better choices are a good start to overall well-being. And the last one this is mine that I'm focusing on the most lately, because this is where I feel I need to focus on, is more leisure time. Take time to stop and smell the roses and play a little bit. So I myself have been spending a lot more time on the golf course. I find great peace and fun out there, and it just brings me great joy to be on the golf course and emptying my mind and being with nature and playing around a little bit. Take time to play. So if you make a little chart for yourself, take these areas of your life and really focus upon that. Create your dream life. What would your dream life look like if you had the perfect job? Or what improvements can you make in the job you have already? What would your relationships look like with your family, friends, coworkers, if they were really ideal and working at their best and highest state of love? And what about your financial life? What can you do to improve upon that? What steps can you take to move you in the direction of your financial goals? And also, of course, the spiritual or inspirational, motivational life. What are you doing each day to bring good food into your consciousness, spiritual food? What about your health? What are you doing every day to improve your state of health and well-being? And of course, every day, what are you doing to improve and make more time for leisure? Each of these needs to be nurtured and developed. And as you make the list and start to dream and think about it a little bit, then what happens is you can actually begin to be a more conscious creator of the life that you want. Live a more fulfilled and happy and peaceful life. You are the only one who can do that for yourself. I can't do it for you. I can share ideas. I can offer suggestions. But when it comes down to it, we are responsible for our own lives, and we're the only ones who can make those changes. So I invite you to take those steps. Pay attention to them. Nurture those. Develop them. Each day, give a little time and attention to each of those 6 subjects we talked about. And if you just put a little time and energy into each of those, really nurture and develop and start dreaming, your life can change in a minute. In a week, you could have a completely different life experience than you're experiencing now. It's as they say, get out of your comfort zone. We're just, we might not like where we are in life every day, but it's somewhat comfortable and familiar. Well, it's time to shake it up a little bit. Make better choices. Move into a new, unexplored territory, because you are meant to live a happy, healed, and whole life filled with just many, many blessings. But you have to be the one to do it. I have to be the one to do it for myself, and you have to make the choices for yourself. And the better we show up individually for ourselves, everyone is just blessed by our presence. So let's step up each one of us and make those choices that make our lives more rich and happy. And also, if you're interested, you can call me 561-386-5963. I'd be happy to talk to you about your goals and your dreams and helping you get there as well. So many blessings. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and namaste. I invite you to join me every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. on WTZQ AM 1600 and on Sundays at 11 a.m. for the Sunday Soulful Celebration held at the Namaste Center at Fitness for the Body, Mind, and Soul, 419 South King Street in downtown Hendersonville. Go to our website, thenamasteshow.com, for more information. Until we meet again, namaste.